confirmation. I am Zobel Jr., and on behalf of my co-researchers, I will be presenting our study entitled The Effects of Accountability on Students' Attitudes and Performance Towards Collaboration in an Online Distance Learning. In March 2020, the Philippines declared a lockdown to prevent the spread of coronavirus disease caused by severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2. This pandemic has impacted many aspects of life, including education. Face-to-face classes were canceled and schools were forced to shift to online distance learning. And this is to ensure that educational standards were still met as mandated by the Department of Education here in the Philippines. The shift to ODL has its advantages. Recorded lectures allow students to watch and rewatch videos at their own pace and time. ODL can lead to reduced resource use and time for both teachers and students. ODL promotes self-directed learning, and asynchronous learning can also help teachers, learners, and their families adjust to the new normal. However, the shift to ODL was not without challenges. Parents in China are against online learning due to the lack of self-regulation in young children and parents' lack of time and knowledge to assist their children. Teachers and students also faced difficulties, such as passive learning, distractions, time constraints, the need to adapt to a new setup due to the abrupt shift, limited devices, insufficient internet access, unstable computer programs, and collaboration. This study is focused on online collaboration, which is one of the challenges in ODL. Zimmerman in 1999 defined collaboration as a group effort to complete a series of tasks, including the final task, helping learners not to stress out through small work group settings, teaching group dynamics, and providing feedback. Some studies identified factors that impede learners from benefiting from collaboration learning, such as arranging meeting online, social loafing, uncooperative members, distractions, and differences in task understanding. Although several recommendations have been proposed to improve students' online collaboration, limited research has been conducted on the nature of the participants in these collaborations. Most studies on online collaboration have involved undergraduate students. The more limited literature on online collaboration during COVID-19 has been found, with participants ranging from engineering students in Chile to nursing students in the United States and Air University graduate students. Notably, no studies have been conducted on online collaboration involving elementary learners. To address this gap, this study aims to investigate the effects of accountability on elementary students' attitudes and performance toward collaboration in an online distance learning setup. The study will examine whether accountability through team contracts and self and peer evaluations can improve collaboration outcomes. Specifically, the study will focus on the attitudes and performance of elementary learners toward online collaboration. This study employed mixed methods research to collect data pertinent to the research goal. The design included both a pre-post test and an open-ended question. The pre-post test was used to collect quantitative data on the students' attitudes towards collaboration, while the open-ended question was used to collect qualitative data on the students' perceptions of the collaboration compared to their working agreements. The study included 220 grade 5 students aged 10 to 12 years old from a private school here in the Philippines. The sample comprised 119 male and 101 female participants. The study utilized the students' attitudes toward collaboration questionnaire, which was adopted from the OECD's Program for International Student Assessment in 2015. The questionnaire consisted of 8 statements, and students use a 4-point Likert scale, strongly agree, agree, disagree, and strongly disagree, to evaluate their attitudes toward collaboration. The questionnaire included 4 statements to measure unselfish concern to their classmates' benefit. These are: I am a good listener, I enjoy seeing my classmates be successful, I take into account what others are interested in, and I enjoy considering different perspectives. And 4 statements to measure students' value for teamwork. These are: I prefer working as a part of a team to working alone, I find that teams make better decisions than individuals, I find that teamwork raises my own efficiency, and I enjoy cooperating with peers. To provide a more comprehensive understanding of the group's collaboration, the study utilized an open-ended question. How does our collaboration compare to our working agreements? The data gathered by students' attitudes towards collaboration was analyzed by calculating the percentage of responses per point scale for the 8 statements. The mean, standard deviation, minimum, and maximum values were also calculated for each statement. In addition, Wilcoxon's test was used to determine if there was a significant difference in means between the pre-test and post-test results because the data were not normally distributed based on the Shapiro-Wilk test. The study lasted for 12 meetings with 1 hour per meeting. On day 1, the participants were randomly grouped into 3 to 4 member teams. The teacher provided each group with a copy of the PowerPoint presentation, which contained instructions and activities for the lesson. The flow of presentation started with an introduction to the performance task and essential question, followed by a slide for the list of group members, a slide for the project team contract, slides for the first set of activities, a slide for the first reflection, then the second set of activities and main group task, and a slide for the second reflection log. The final slides presented the performance task output, followed by the third reflection log. To enforce accountability, the teams were required to create a project team contract listing 5 things they should abide for team collaboration to prosper. Self-evaluation and peer evaluation were also conducted at the end of the session to reinforce accountability. Felt accountability, also known as just accountability, is based on self-awareness that actions may lead to outcomes in which the actors are answerable to an evaluator, with the evaluation not necessarily present but only the possibility. To promote effective collaboration, O'Neill and colleagues in 2020 recommended that students be held accountable and there should be evaluation and consequences based on actions results. Peer evaluation ratings were considered highly valuable. The self-rating and peer rating were conducted using a rubric adopted from the Bach Institute for Educations. In the peer evaluation process, the team evaluated their peers except for the individual under evaluation. The rubric utilized the first 3 criteria to evaluate the students' collaboration skills. The rubric is shown right now on the screen. After administering the students' attitudes towards collaboration questionnaire to 220 participants, we obtained responses from 148 individuals, both before and after the intervention. However, we excluded 24 responses due to the presence of at least 1 item with multiple answers. Therefore, we analyzed data from 124 respondents consisting of 57 females and 67 males. Figure 2 shows the percentage of responses per point scale for the 8 statements measuring students' attitudes toward collaboration for the pretest. And Table 3 shows the 8 statements mean, Table 3 shows the 8 statements mean, standard deviation, minimum, and maximum values for the pretest. The results say that the majority of students had positive attitudes towards collaboration, with the mean values ranging from 3.12 to 3.70 out of 4. The statement, I prefer working as part of a team to working alone, received the lowest mean score, indicating some hesitance among students towards collaborative work. However, the means of indicators valuing relationships were greater than those valuing teamwork. Overall, the students' attitudes towards collaboration were positive And this is consistent with the PISA 2015 results that showed positive attitudes towards collaboration across different countries and economic statuses. Figure 3 shows the percentage of responses per point scale for the 8 statements measuring students' attitudes towards collaboration, and Table 3 shows the 8 statements' mean, standard deviation, minimum, and maximum values for the post-test.
4 minutes to go, please. 4 minutes.
96% to 97% of the students agreed and strongly agree with the most of the statements, with the mean ranging from 3.20 to 3.70. The lowest mean was still for the statement, "I prefer working as part of a team to working alone." There was an increase in the total number of students who strongly agreed with this statement, from 97 to 103, but it is not significant. Still, the means of the indicators for valuing teamwork were lower than valuing relationships. Overall, the students' attitudes toward collaboration are still positive after the intervention. The no change in students' attitudes toward collaboration is supported by Wilcoxon's test results. Wilcoxon's test shows that the difference in the means was insignificant. And based on the students' answers to the open-ended question, it appears that their collaborations are generally positive and aligned with their working agreements. The students mentioned helping each other, sharing ideas, practicing teamwork, and being more effective when working together, which indicates that they are following their working agreements. After the second main test, it still appears that their collaborations are generally positive and aligned with their working agreements. Students had fun doing the performance task and asked for more projects to be done as a group. This was also a venue for the students to get to know each other since they have been in online distance learning for 2 straight years. Some were excited to meet their classmates in person. The results of the study showed that students have positive attitudes toward collaboration, although students show a significant hesitation. Students' collaborations were generally positive and aligned with their working agreements. The students found that collaboration helped them to complete the task more manageably in a brief time. However, because the students value their relationships with their classmates, to avoid conflict with their group mates, some agreed on the decision of their group mates without any objections. The time the teachers gave to each group to work together in a breakout room also served as a venue for the students to know more about each other, sparking excitement to work together as a group once back to face-to-face. The limitations of this study are as follows. Only one group was involved and no comparison group, which limits the ability to make casual inferences. The study relies on a self-reported data from students and their attitudes toward collaboration. The study was conducted only to 220 grade 5 students from a private school. The study only assessed the effects of accountability on elementary students' attitudes and performance toward collaboration in an ODL setup. Other factors such as the quality of the technology, the level of engagement from students, and the teacher's facilitation were not assessed, and this could have also impacted collaboration outcomes. Lastly, the study only lasted for 3 weeks, which may not be enough time to assess the long-term impact of the intervention and collaboration outcomes. A longer study would have provided a more comprehensive understanding of the intervention's effectiveness. And that ends my presentation. Thank you very much for listening.